Hello, hello, hello! It is I, Ilamore, coming at you once again with another Settlers 2 10th Anniversary Edition Focus On series. Today we are focusing on the Storehouse, one of the most important and yet most underrated buildings in the game. Now when the storehouse is first constructed, it's empty of course, but the first person in is the builder who goes to the closest storehouse. It's the one he's just built. So we'll open this up and we'll see there is the builder, and immediately the hands start increasing, and these hands will increase at the rate of about 1 every 6 seconds until they reach 100 in each storehouse. And I don't know where they come from. It's a little bit freaky. Maybe they're growing them in vats. And just to prove the numbers, we've set this storehouse to send out hands as fast as they can, and so you'll see they're going down, but every 6 seconds or so going up by 1, but still decreasing faster than they can send out. But in this storehouse you see they're coming in and then just getting reset to 100. So you can't have infinite people. You just always have 100 in each storehouse as long as you wait long enough. Now wells are really useful for our experiments because they produce something without having to take in any other resource, and you also don't need any tool for them, and they'll just keep producing on and on. So very useful for our experiments. And what we'll see here, if I set the speed to really fast, is that the water will immediately get sent to the closest storehouse, or if there's a building that needs it, it'll get sent to that building. Once that building's inventory is full, however, you'll find that the resource will go to the stockhouse. So for example, the pig farm needs water. If the 6 slots of the pig farm are filled, then the water will start going to the storehouse. If there's nowhere that needs the water, it goes straight into the storehouse. The storehouse is where you keep all the things, and capacity is infinite. You can keep infinite resources in there. If we destroy this road, you'll see that the water can go to this storehouse or this storehouse. It's choosing this one because the distances are equidistant. If the distances are equal, the water gets assigned one of the storehouses when it's produced, and whichever one is it chooses, it goes there. So you see 37. It doesn't matter how many are in each. This one has less now, but they're still going over here. It's just the way that the algorithm has chosen that it's going to be this storehouse if they're equal. And it does seem to be the number of journeys rather than the number of flags. So although these are equidistant, the number of flags on this one is less, but this is still going to this storehouse. And you can see that if we make this road slightly longer, it will then switch to be this storehouse, and we can switch that back as well. Once your water is produced, it does get assigned a destination, in this case this storehouse, and it will travel to that storehouse unless the road gets blocked, and so unless there's just no way to get it there. That means that it won't change direction, or it won't change destination in the middle of a journey, even if a better destination becomes available. How could that happen? Okay, so we've set up a situation here where we've got a sawmill that's actually been overwhelmed by logs, can't keep up. He's got a full inventory here. He's going to produce a plank pretty soon, and one spot will become available in his inventory. Rather than one of the logs being pulled from the system and being diverted from the storehouse, what we see is he immediately pulls from the storehouse. So this log that's over here is now going to be taken for the sawmill, and you'll see this guy take a log over here and then immediately pick up another log and take it over there. This can cause inefficiency in your system, and this is why you want to optimize your systems so that you don't have full inventories. If at all possible, you want to keep your inventory levels at about 2 or 3 items so that things aren't going into the storehouse and then into your production buildings. The other thing to do, of course, is to have plenty of storehouses, because if your storehouse is a long way away, then the travel time just gets increased. And so the best way that I found is to have one storehouse for every sawmill, and one storehouse between every food system, either a baker or a butcher if you've got those, and 2 mines. and that way it can store food coming into the system, and it can store ore coming out of the system. It also stores the tools or weapons or gold coins that you produce. But here's the thing, in Settlers 2 10th Anniversary Edition, storehouses are relatively cheap. In Settlers 1 they were expensive, but in this version they're cheap. You might as well have one per mini system. Now there are some different controls that you can use with the storehouses. For example, you can set at the this kind of no entry sign here, which means that this storehouse will not accept any pigs. However, it will give out pigs if it needs to. This symbol, this arrow symbol, means that it will force the pigs out of the storehouse, and they will just kind of sit, if there's nowhere for them to go, around this flag. You can do this apply to all, to do that for all, and quite quickly turn that off, because otherwise you get all of these goods around this flag. You can also do that with people, and obviously that's how I was forcing the hands out earlier in the video. Now it is worth noting that the no entry symbol, this means that goods won't come in, but they can go out. So if we set up a watchtower here, you'll see once the builder gets there, the planks can come out. It's just that no more planks can come in. So we'll see that become a problem very shortly. And you can see here, because the planks have nowhere to go, they're not allowed into this storehouse, and I've chopped off the road here. These planks will just sit on the flag, they won't go anywhere, and that's a problem. So you do want to be careful about how you use these symbols. Why would you use them then? Where in the game do you use these symbols? Alright, to demonstrate this, I've set up a couple of storehouses, 1 and 2, and these are here for a particular reason. We've got a smithy here who's creating weapons, and the weapons are going to this storehouse. So we've got 9 swords and 8 shields, and if we had 8 barrels of beer, we would then have 8 soldiers. We've got our farm, which is sourcing our brewery here, and our brewery is putting the barrels of beer into this storehouse. And there you can see we've got our first one. So in our system, we've got 1 barrel of beer, we've got at least 1 sword, at least 1 shield. We should have a soldier. We don't have a soldier, obviously, because they're not going to the right storehouse. So what you want to do in your world is set up which storehouse is going to be the one that creates your soldiers. You only want it to be 1, and then all of the other storehouses, you're going to set it to send out any beer. You do this for all of them. And you also set it to send out any weapons, and I've decided this storehouse is going to be my warrior storehouse, my soldier storehouse. And so we're sending these out, and I'm going to make sure that they don't go anywhere else. And now we're going to see very soon that we will have soldiers coming to life here, because the swords, shields and beer are all going to be in the same storehouse, and that's what you need. So that's where one reason why you would use these controls, is to make sure that you get the right goods in the right place. You can also do this if you want to set your tools to make sure that the tools are going to the right place, and you can do it to store your coins in the right storehouse. You normally want your coins to be stored in storehouses that are on the edge of your civilization, and so the storehouses close to the headquarters, you want to set your coins to send out, and then they will get sent to the correct storehouses. And that's what you want to do with your distribution. The other thing that you might want to do is with your planks and your stone, as your settlement increases, you stop the planks being stored in the storehouses close to the center, and you start gathering them in storehouses that are further away, closer to where they're going to be needed. We interrupt this video to bring you staring at a tree with this rabbit. What are you doing? Anyway. But it is time to close this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. The storehouse is hugely important. It can seriously be the difference between winning and losing, the difference between a super optimized economy and one that's just full of traffic jams and roadblocks. So I do hope that you've enjoyed this video, that you've learned something. I'll see you next time. Hope you have a lovely day. Bye bye.